computer. Okay, we're recording. So happy May. I'm so excited, and such a wonderful conference. We never come back from conference and not be inspired, but this was a very special conference for me. I do call it the Brave Leaders Effect, and just see so much of it being incorporated into our community and our culture. So those of you who got to go know exactly what I'm talking about, and those that didn't, I'm hoping that the resources are going to be on our virtual offices soon, where you can hear some of the trainings and the NMD speeches. They were just phenomenal. So I'm going to start off with congratulations. And we did add our like 30 customers this month. So woohoo, that's exciting. I know you guys are all on mute, so I can't hear your crowd noise. We did not, well, I was going to check with you when Kirsten sponsored her distributor, because it did not show up in April. So I'm guessing it was in March. Can you nod your head, Ashley? Okay. So we didn't sponsor any new team members in April, so which I think it's perfect timing for us to have the conversation that we're going to talk about today on having those brave conversations, having business conversations, and some of the tools that we have available to help us do that. So I'm going to share my screen right now, and we're going to go to that first and just talk about what our incentives are going to be this next between conferences. So can everybody see that? Yeah, you're all on mute, so I cannot tell if you are seeing me or not, or I'm seeing my screen or not. You want somebody unmute themselves and just tell me. Can you see that?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So our contest is, it's not really a contest. It's just, well, it is kind of. We're going to have a monthly raffle, but it's all centered around having business conversations. So it's called Let's Get Busy. And we're going to offer big bucks for business conversations. And this is going to be on a monthly basis, whether you go to conference or not. And there's going to be conference cash for people who are building specifically for this. And so the monthly team drawings, you can see from this guideline, and I'll be posting this on both the Facebook page and our Voxer chat. Every time you have a business conversation with anybody where you have a scheduled follow-up, either you're going to send them a video to watch, or you're going to meet them for coffee, or you're going to do a three-way with me or Ashley or somebody else that is on your support team, then you'll get a ticket into a monthly drawing for that. And we're going to have specific groups that we work on. And what I mean by that, we'll have a focus on health professionals. We'll have a focus on parents. We'll have a focus on millennials. We'll have a different focus. And during that time when we're doing that focus, if you talk to somebody, and I'd like some input on how long we want the focus to be. If we want it to run for a full month, so that we can really get our bearings and get our pipeline full of that type of prospect, or every couple of weeks. And let me explain to you why it might be okay to do it every couple of weeks. I want to do training with you on the best way to have that conversation. So let's say health professionals, and all of you guys have a doctor, but you may or may not see them on a regular basis, and that may or may not be the best person for you to talk to. But let's say you have customers who've had great results, and finding out who their doctors are, and then I could give you information on how to contact that doctor and say, we have a mutual client, and give you the details of how you could get in and have a conversation with that doctor. Or do any of your customers have a health professional in their family, whether it's a nurse, a physical therapist, a occupational therapist, any of those, a medical doctor, a chiropractic doctor, finding out, doing the due diligence and say, we're trying to get out and talk to more health professionals. We're working on building that skill. Who do you know? And some of you may already have people that you know that you would talk to in that arena. So then we would say, okay, what would be the best way to approach them? What would be the best resources to use? What are the high payoff questions that might be most effective? What are the follow-up steps that you would need? Like, what would be the sequence? And so by doing this, focusing on one group at a time, you'll kind of have the resources if that's a group that you want to target. In the meantime, if you're talking to your neighbor, you're still going to get in the drawing, but if you work on diligently trying to find that person in the target area that we're focused on, you'll get double tickets for that. Now let's say you did the work for getting the double tickets for one, you were trying to get to a health professional and it didn't happen until we had moved on to the next target. Let's say our next target was millennials. If you do a health professional and it doesn't fall in the same period, but it's one of the ones that we have already covered and we're working on and you don't get it till the next month, you will still get 2 tickets in the drawing. I just wanted to clarify that. And then 3 tickets, you'll get 3 tickets in every monthly drawing for arranging and completing a 3-way call with your prospect, no matter who it is. Whether it's just someone that you ran into or they're in that target group, you'll get 3 tickets for every 3-way call. Everybody clear on that? Let me take you off of mute and let me see if I can get everybody off of mute at the same time. Manage participants, unmute all. Okay, does anybody have any questions on that? Yeah. On that first part?
No.
No. All right. So the second part, because we always, make sure I didn't mute myself. Okay. We always talk about, oops, excuse me. Shoot, I just went off of what I was sharing with you. It's not on my screen anymore. We always talk about 3-way calls as being our high payoff activity, and indeed it is, but there is one activity that is even higher payoff than a 3-way call. Anybody have any ideas what that is? I'm going to unmute you again just after I got you all muted. Okay, anybody have any idea what the highest payoff activity is in our business?
Face-to-face one-on-one.
Good guess. Keep guessing.
Is it a qualifier?
The highest payoff activity that we could possibly do is get historically, and I would just tell you this from having done this for a couple of decades, is to get someone to conference. Can you understand how that would be significant?
Yeah.
So this time we're making a contest that is specifically about that. You will get $100 for every new team member that you bring to conference, or it could just be a serious business prospect. They just have to be committed to attending the entire conference, not just the opening night. And if you bring a new person to conference, I cannot get the thing to go away with it showing up on my screen, sorry. If you bring a new person to conference, you will get $100 for each person. The only exception to that is if the person is someone who completed a 2,000 plus, because you guys already both got a $300 bonus and they got a free conference ticket. So if your new person did the 2,000 plus, then we wouldn't give you the extra $100. But if it's an HLP, a brand new person, this is money that you can use to help cover their conference ticket, like to split it with them, or you can use to help cover the room nights, but $100 for each new person that you bring. And $100 to you and your new qualifier. So Ashley, if Sharice has a qualified business that is steadily qualified, by next conference, you each would earn $100. If Kirsten is qualified, Sharice and Kirsten would both earn $100 for that. So just by bringing a new person, you getting qualified, Sharice, Kirsten getting qualified, you'd have $300 in bonus money. I'm going to unmute you again and see if anybody has any questions on that, because there are no exceptions to that other than if your person has qualified in the past and they've stopped qualifying, if they re-qualify, they would earn $50 towards going to conference, but we wouldn't have a matching thing for the sponsor. Okay, anybody have questions on that?
Just to clarify, the $100 for bringing a new team member, only the person bringing them gets the $100, not the person coming.
Exactly. Exactly. And this is for you guys to know, this is the highest payoff. So when somebody is saying, you know, I don't know if I can go, and I like to have this on every incentive for every conference. So if West Coast isn't possible, but who do you guys know in Florida? Who do you know out of state that might be a good prospect to get to drive to Tampa? That's the way I hope you'll look at it. So that's our contest to really focus on us having more business conversations. Cheryl Cortese, when I first started this business a couple of decades ago, spoke the truth. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I went to conference, probably 4 or 5, before I had my first serious distributor go with me, or before I even had a person who would commit to going. And so I want you to know that it isn't a function of time, it's finding the right person. It's finding that person who is actually interested enough to take the next step. Okay, so that's what I wanted to talk to you. Are you excited about that? About having the coaching for talking to various groups and having a monthly drawing for having those conversations? Yes, yes?
Totally. Thank you.
Okay. And the monthly contest, this is something that I will just be paying out. So the monthly drawing for everybody who has business conversations will be $50 a month. And so we'll do that every month between now and conference, including May. So I know some of you have already had conversations. You will get a drawing in the hat. And all you need to do is to post your activity in the Voxer chat. And the only requirement, you can't just throw out the business. You need to have a follow-up where they agreed to review either a video or meet you for coffee, or that there's a next step, okay? So some of you already have a ticket in that drawing. I'm gonna stop share because I wanna go to a different thing with you now. Okay, I'm gonna share again. How are we doing on time? Okay, we've got a few minutes still. The next thing that I wanted to talk to you about, okay, that shared the same thing. What are you guys looking at right now? Mastery Monday. Okay, perfect. That's what I wanted you to look at. We have a new website that has so many resources, you guys. I'm going to come back to that thought because I'm going to share my screen and just do a little bit on the Freedom Revolution because I want you to see some parts that you might not see otherwise. There were a couple of NMDs that were at the 39 Club retreat, and we really talked to the people that have been moving their businesses quickly and helping their team move through the marketing plan quickly. And what they said is that the most significant thing that they had done was to create these calls that help people get to the very next position where it's not just left up to you to do that, but that you're actually getting help from your upline to do that. And you can be on any of these calls with your people to support them, but this is something that is going to be done by the leadership, that if you get the people on, they're going to get the encouragement. We're going to celebrate every time somebody finishes one level and gets to the next level. So you see what this says, grow to your next level, Mastery Mondays. All these calls will be at the exact same time. They'll be 30-minute calls. So once you once you block off that 30 minutes, right now, 6 o'clock on Monday may not be a great time. It's once a week, and it's to help you get to a $500 a month paycheck. And so we have, the first section is for just completing your 2,000 plus. So what are we going to be talking to them about? We're going to go through the Eric Worre steps as it relates to a brand new person. How do you talk to your friends and family without fire hosing them, without scaring them, without having them just put up all their defenses against anything you've got to say? So we'll be talking about inviting, sharing your story effectively. We'll be doing the Eric Worre stories in each of the calls, but like in the fast track to qualifying, we're going to be talking about the 3-foot rule. How do you talk to people standing within 3 feet of you? So you're going to get training that is specific for the level that you are working on. And we'll be teaching you, reminding you, and by the time you finish these calls, you're going to feel extremely comfortable with walking people through these 3 steps. It will be cemented in your mind. So you will get on the call every Monday night. The conversation won't be exactly the same because we can't cover all the material in 1 week and celebrate graduates and do all that at the same time. So are you excited about that?
Yes, you're muted.
Yes, we are excited.
Okay, cool. I think it will be really helpful to you guys to have this kind of help. And so it's going to take the pressure off of you when somebody signs up, because I want to show you the next piece of what is new and available to us. When someone, like, this is one of the biggest tools that I'm going to suggest that we use as we're targeting these different groups. And let me just find, thought I had that opened, but it's not showing on my screen. So hang on 1 second. I just need to exit full screen, come back to Zoom. Okay, just 1 second. I got to open this because it's not showing up as if it's opened, and it is. I have no idea why that's not showing up because it's open. Just give me a second, you guys. It'll be worth the wait. Okay, I'm coming back to you. Okay, I'm going to share the screen again. And, okay, so the new Freedom Revolution site, I don't know how much time you've got to spend at this just yet, but I will tell you, it is such a powerful resource. I would encourage you to do 2 things, and that's when you have a minute, of course, watch the opening video, but go down and listen to these stories, because it's going to give you ideas of what's in it for these people to look at our business. It's going to help you with your own verbiage in talking to them. But on here, the entrepreneurs and free spirits, every one of the people in that group are millennials. I listened to all the stories today. So when we target millennials, this will be a really good tool for us to share. And at first I was kind of critical when I looked at these, because I could tell people were reading and they were, you know, their eyes were shifting around, and I thought, no, that's what makes it real. Otherwise it looked like paid actors, right? These are real people that have real businesses. And so the only one that I haven't watched yet is military. And I'm gonna watch that one when we get done with our call. So this page is the, okay, so how would you do this? If you click on the bottom link, it opens, is that doing that? Are you guys seeing the Vimeo thing now? Okay, so now up in the URL line, you can copy that video and send it to somebody. Okay, so if you want to talk to a millennial, and you have the conversation and say, hey, I have no idea if it's for you. Would you be open to hear, you know, about a 10-minute, because these are between 10 and 12 minutes. Would you be willing to invest 10 minutes to see what some other people your age have looked at and seen in what we have to offer? And so you can copy that URL and it will send them directly to this specific video. And we are going to get to the point, one of the assignments is going to be to talk to older people too. And we're going to call those prime timers, even though they're called silver seniors on here. But all of you have parents, and your parents have friends that could be health conscious, and we're going to learn to dig in that market too. Because believe me, I am digging big time when we have the assignment of talking to millennials, right? So it's some of them are going to be easier than others for us. So these, oops, sorry. So Jake is the hostess on that one. And the other part of this website that I want to just come back to. Okay, are you looking at the listen to our stories screen? Is that what you're seeing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I want to take you down. The wheel at this one is the bottom of it. Same password, revolution, lowercase. And when you go into this, these are all the steps of doing our business. And right here is a starter guide that you would have somebody print out. This is what they would do as homework. And you would have them watch maybe the first 2 or 3 videos. You could have them do the whole thing, because this training is completely on the starter guide that the person is going to fill out and complete before you guys sit down and have your formal meeting. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have looked at this, but in the starter guide, you start with, are you seeing the starter guide on your screen? Is everybody seeing the starter guide? I'm going to mute you. Okay, continue. Okay, so in the starter guide, coming down, it's going to have, you know, what is your passion and excitement about partnering with the Juice Plus company? So they're going to have some homework to do. Making their list, and I love this, red relationships, a distant friend or someone you don't know. What are you going to try and accomplish on these? I would so encourage you guys to listen to all these videos yourself. It's an hour of your time. Do that instead of watching TV some night. And after the kids are in bed, and just go through and see what you've got in your hands. The next part is the memory jogger. There's a training on that. And you can use this and actually fill it out on here. They can prepare it on here. They got a few pages of memory jogger. Then working on their story. And it goes, there's a training video on developing your story and what should be in it. And then working on their business story. So all of this is a starter guide that they go through with the help of all these top trainers in our company. So how cool is that, that we have that? So all those places in the starter guide we have trainers. So Jake and Jenna Rude are doing the Making Your List training, all these different trainings that we have. So this takes away all our excuses as far as feeling comfortable with training somebody. I promise you, if you go through these things yourself, you're going to feel super comfortable that this is going to be a tool that you don't have to feel like it's left up to what you know, because you're going to have the help of top trainers in the company to train your folks. So I was so excited about all of this. The only other thing that I wanted to show you on this site is under documents. Something that we heard at conference is leading with Shred 10, because it is easier to start with a lifestyle program that's going to help them jumpstart and really accomplish some of their goals. And if they can't do the whole program, backing up and doing just the capsules or just the complete or whatever they want to do, wherever they see themselves. But they have a program in here, something in here that has verbiage. I just wanted to show you this because on Team Mission Driven that we've always used, we had a place that was a prompt for their memory jogger. We had verbiage things. We had all kinds of Facebook posts. And I was thinking, okay, where is that stuff going to be on here? And I wanted to just show you this because it has a shred guide on building your business using Shred events. And I would just encourage you to go through this, but I'm going to go down to the pages where it has a personalized message blitz. Okay, great seeing you last weekend. If I send you a quick video, would you watch it? And you could say, I'm doing a health program this month and I'd love to invite you to join me. Whatever you do, and you're sending it to everybody. You worry about the ones that answer you. When someone says sure, send them the Shred video. But this is a guideline to doing the whole thing leading with Shred. So I wanted to make you aware that that's there. Now the last thing that I had, and sorry that this call is so full, but it's kind of always that way after we have a conference. The last thing I wanted to show you is, hang on, I just got to move stuff out of the way so I can see it. Did I accidentally close it? Let me go up here. Looks like I accidentally closed it. Yeah. I'm not really that technically challenged, you guys. It's kind of a drag when I have days like this, but I'm just going to go right here and I'll be able to pull it up in a second. I'm going to stop share for a second. And I'm going to unmute you because I'd like to hear any comments that you guys have while I'm pulling that up. The last thing that I want to share with you. Anybody have anything that you'd like to talk about or comment on?
I love it because I think the competition that we have and the conference cash is really going to help us in our weak spot on our team. Like we always say, we're great at product stuff, but it's getting the team talking, getting comfortable with our business conversations. So I love that there's an extra reward for doing something that we need to do anyway.
Yeah, and the truth is we have to have more business conversations to get somebody, like everybody knows they should be eating fruits and vegetables. Everybody knows they need to eat healthier. Not everybody is sitting down thinking about their life and what they want it to look like 5 years from now. So just getting to, even getting into that conversation, it's a longer process sometimes. And being okay with that. And you guys, Ashley and I were talking about this. The majority of people who come into the Juice Plus business are looking for $500 a month or around that. For those of us that want to go beyond and earn more than $500 a month, we do have to find people that have bigger goals than that. We love everybody where they're at and are not trying to force them to do anything that they don't want to do. In fact, I always say that. I don't want anybody to be bullied by anybody else's goals. But if you want to make a business of this, you have to have, if you want to become a national marketing director, qualifying national marketing director, even senior sales coordinator, but more so qualifying national marketing director, you have to have people that are going for the positions that you're helping to support and bring along. But that's how it works. It's not, if you did it all with just people who wanted to earn $500 a month, it's just going to take you longer. And there's a place for everybody at the table, no matter what it is their goals are. But the more business conversations, the more comfortable we get with this, the more likely we're going to find that person who is really looking for a plan B that could become a plan A for them. So the last thing I wanted to share is the company has beefed up the incentives. So let me share my screen one last time. And this is available. If you guys read the insights that come to your mailbox every Wednesday, you'll be able to see this because this was in this actually it was in last Wednesday. So yeah, the last one we got. And the main things that the requirements haven't changed for any of our positions, but the incentives have. So the $250 bonus has become a $300 bonus when you hit your 2,000 plus. When you fast track to sales coordinator, which is our 4 to 6 month plan, there's a $600 bonus for both you and your sponsor. And so again, if you're sponsoring people who are moving through the plan, who are getting on those Mastery Monday calls and they're moving through the plan, there's money in it for you, there's money in it for them. And let's see. Okay, when you hit senior sales coordinator, there's a $1,000 bonus, $2,000 bonus. The hitting NMD now is a $4,000 bonus, which was a $1,000 increase in that. The other thing that I thought was really cool, and everybody getting to a 12 club, getting to a 3 club, 6 club, 12 club, it's doable. It is totally doable no matter where you're at. Even if you don't have qualifiers, it is a matter of if we put people into the system, if we put people into the calls, and we use the Freedom Revolution site. And by the way, it's so important that you put the in front of Freedom Revolution, or you'll end up at a wonderful ministry site that has nothing to do with Juice Plus, but it's the Freedom Revolution, Healthy Living Revolution, but the Freedom Revolution. But anyway, we have bonuses now for every one of those club levels from 12 club on. So in addition to the $1,000 you get for hitting QNMD, and I say you, because we really have the opportunity to push and work, get to our next levels, and get Ashley to QNMD for this next conference. I'd love to see that happen. And she would get her $1,000 bonus for hitting, $2,000 bonus for hitting QNMD, plus a $1,200 bonus if we do it with her hitting a 12 club at the same time. So it's something that those calls are the first step. If you are not to sales coordinator with a qualifying business, commit to plugging into those calls. And once you graduate, you're a sales coordinator with a qualifying business. We're going to coach you from then on and help you to take the next step. What would it look like for you to get to senior sales coordinator? And clearly that's just helping people do those 3 steps that we're going to be helping you take people through the marketing plan with. So with that, there's so much that we have at our fingertips now that make this business so much more streamlined and straightforward. You're going to be able to spend your time talking to people. And so whatever you need to do to get comfortable with business conversations, I would tell you, hang out at the Freedom Revolution and you're going to feel compelled to share it with people. Not everybody, they even say that in every one of those videos. This business isn't for everyone. But if you're looking for, and then they name the things. So hope you'll check out all those resources. Let's have a quick vote before we hang up, before I stop the recording, on where we would like to start. What is the first target audience? Should we stay in our comfort zone and stick with maybe tackle parents first, or do you want to step out of your comfort zone and let's tackle something different?
So it was healthcare, athletes. It could be anything, or there's.
So you just have to tell me what it is you want to target first, and I'll get something prepared, and we'll kick it off on, within a couple of days. And would you like for it to change every 2 weeks, or would you like for it to change once a month, or what do you think?
I think once a month, personally, because that's, like you said, you can kind of get more comfortable with that.
Okay.
Yeah, like a monthly goal.
Okay.
And then everyone else is muted somehow, but I
know I've tried to unmute them, and they must be because I've hit unmute all several times, but I think they've muted themselves on their own phone, and so it's not unmuting.
What do you guys think? What's the first one you'd want to do?
I'm sorry. What was the question again? I missed it.
The question is, who do we want to tackle first? If we're only going to, Ashley's idea was doing one a month. My question to you is how many groups do you want to be trained on to target? We can just do it once a month. We could do one for May. And then if you want to try and do 2, like we just have 2 during the whole month of June. And so if you run into either one, that you could pick from the two or try one from each group or several from each group. But so we've got on the list on there, on the ones that are on the Freedom Revolution, we have teachers, we have military, we have parents, we have millennials, we have professionals, we have health professionals. So we can tackle anyone you want. Where should
Yeah,
we
I
go?
think if we focus on once a month, I think that's doable for me.
Okay. Do you have any preference on which one we start with?
I think if we wanted to be brave, we could try the healthcare professionals.
Okay, health professionals. Let's do it. And I'll put out, I will put out all the different ways that we can talk to find a health professional to talk to if we don't have one, or if we have a health professional, how to bring up the conversation and take a next step with them. And remember, you don't have to get them to say yes to be in the drawing. It's just being courageous enough to have the conversation.
Yeah, and we could even, take a vote at the 2-week mark if we decide, okay, we gave a good 2 weeks at it. Now let's try to go with some moms and dads and then revisit it. Or I don't know. I'm open to seeing how it goes.
Okay, and yeah, there's so much other stuff that I'd love to talk to you guys about, but I'll just have to do it on our Voxer chat. Just some ideas I've been having for getting more people in my pipeline that I can talk to more people. And some of it is just using things from the Healthy Living Revolution, the archive, speakers that they've had on there, starting to host potlucks at my house, and having trying to create a community around becoming the healthiest you, and join the conversation, and having those videos like gut health, bariatric surgery, just stuff that people are interested in learning more about. There's one on there about how your skin is impacted by nutrition. There's all kinds of them on there. So I'm trying to think outside the box and get more people in my pipeline, because people closest to me know what I do. And so we can talk more about that. But I think if we're focused on business conversations, we're going to go exactly where we're trying to go, and all of us move forward. So with that, I guess we will finish our, Pammy, I see your note. Let's do it. So with that, we'll finish our call, and excited that next month we'll be doing a drawing for everybody who had business conversations, and extra points for the one for healthcare professionals. So I'll be posting some resources to help you have those courageous conversations within the next couple days. Anything else for the good of the order?
Sounds good.
All right, you guys. Was that Micah? I love it. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.